Emily's chance encounter with her first love cracks open a flood of emotions she thought buried forever. Her hands is shaking, her body is shivering. Now, what will happen next in her life? But before we start, if you guys like this story, please comment below and subscribe to Story Storer. Please hit the bell icon. Thank you. Rain lashed against the windshield as Emily gripped the steering wheel, her knuckles whitening. The wipers worked furiously, but the road ahead remained a blur. Her heart raced, matching the rhythm of the storm outside. Beside her in the passenger seat, Liam, her husband of 15 years, sat silently, his face a mask of tension. The air between them crackled with unspoken words. "You didn't have to come," she muttered, her voice barely audible over the pounding rain. "And let you drive out here alone in this weather?" "Not a chance," Liam replied, his tone measured but firm. Emily's day had been unremarkable until she wandered into the art gallery on a whim, seeking a reprieve from the humdrum rhythm of suburban life. The air smelled faintly of paint and polished wood, and the soft lighting highlighted vivid canvases lining the walls. She meandered past abstract pieces until her breath caught in her throat. Daniel stood there, studying a painting, his profile sharp against the warm glow. Time hadn't dulled the intensity in his eyes or softened the pull she once felt toward him. He turned, as if sensing her presence, and disbelief flickered across his face. "Emily," he said, his voice thick with wonder. She swallowed hard, fighting a flood of emotions. "Daniel." The name felt strange, yet familiar on her tongue. They stood there, suspended in a moment where years dissolved, their past brushing against the present like a whisper. The encounter left Emily reeling long after she left the gallery. The familiar scent of rain-soaked pavement mingled with the echoes of Daniel's voice in her mind. Memories she had long buried surged to the surface. Stolen kisses under the stars, spontaneous road trips, and whispered dreams of a future that never came to pass. Their love had been wild and consuming, but life had taken them in different directions. Emily chose stability with Liam, a decision she never questioned, until now. Back home, the warmth of her family greeted her. Liam's laughter filled the living room as he played a board game with their 2 children. Emily watched from the doorway, her heart swelling with love yet weighed down by an unshakable restlessness. She wanted to shake off the lingering thoughts of Daniel, but they clung to her like shadows. The past, it seemed, was not done with her yet. Emily decided to confess to Liam about seeing Daniel. They sat across from each other at the dining table, the weight of her words hanging in the air. "I ran into someone today," she began hesitantly. Liam's brow furrowed as he waited. It was Daniel. His jaw tightened, but he said nothing. The silence stretched, heavy and oppressive. "Why does this bother you so much?" Liam finally asked, his voice steady but edged with pain. Emily's hands trembled. "It's not about wanting him back, it just brought back memories. I wasn't prepared for it." Liam exhaled slowly. "I need to know if those memories are stronger than what we have now." Her heart clenched. "They're not," she said firmly, though doubt lingered at the edges of her mind. Emily's internal turmoil deepened. The encounter with Daniel had unearthed long-forgotten dreams and a version of herself she had left behind. The memories gnawed at her, moments of spontaneity, passion and freedom that contrasted sharply with the routine comfort of her current life. At night, she lay awake beside Liam, wondering if she had settled too easily into stability. Did love always have to be predictable? She adored her family, but there was an aching desire for something undefined, something wild and untamed. One rainy afternoon, Emily found herself painting for the first time in years. The brush moved instinctively across the canvas, colors blending in chaotic harmony. For the first time since seeing Daniel, she felt a flicker of peace. Maybe the storm inside her wasn't about choosing between the past and the present, but learning to embrace every part of herself. As days passed, Emily's internal turmoil deepened. She questioned her choices and the version of herself she had left behind when she chose a life with Liam. She loved her family, but a part of her yearned for something undefined, something wild and untamed. Fate intervened once more when Emily ran into Daniel at a local coffee shop on a crisp autumn morning. The rich aroma of freshly brewed coffee filled the air as she stood in line, lost in thought. A familiar voice broke through her reverie. "Emily?" Her heart skipped a beat as she turned to see Daniel, a warm smile spreading across his face. He looked the same yet different. Wiser, perhaps, with faint lines tracing the corners of his eyes. "Daniel," she said, surprised, but unable to hide her own smile. They found a corner table and fell into easy conversation. Laughter punctuated their stories, but beneath the surface there was an undercurrent of tension. Memories lingered between their words, unspoken but palpable. "You look happy," Daniel said, his gaze steady. "I am," Emily replied, though the words felt hollow. He hesitated before speaking again. "Do you ever think about what might have been?" Emily's breath caught. "Sometimes," she admitted softly, "but life has a way of leading us where we're meant to be." As they parted ways, Emily knew the meeting had reignited questions she wasn't ready to answer, but she also knew she couldn't ignore them forever. Liam noticed the change in Emily, the way her laughter felt distant, and her gaze lingered on unseen thoughts. One evening, after tucking the children into bed, he sat her down in the living room, the weight of unspoken concerns pressing heavily between them. "I don't want to lose you," he said, vulnerability seeping into his voice, "but I need to know if you still choose us." Emily's breath hitched, tears welling in her eyes. "I do, Liam. I love you and our family, but She hesitated, searching for the right words. "I need to find myself again. I've lost parts of who I used to be." Liam's expression softened, though pain lingered in his eyes. "Then let's figure it out together, whatever it takes." Emily's heart swelled with gratitude. She hadn't expected his understanding, but realized it was what she needed most. The path forward wouldn't be easy, but they were willing to face it, side by side. "I do, Liam. I just need to find myself again." Emily embarked on a journey of self-discovery, revisiting the passions she had once abandoned. The scent of paint filled their home as she immersed herself in creating vibrant canvases. Liam stood by her side, even when her path led them into unfamiliar territory. They attended art shows together, took spontaneous weekend trips, and sought joy in unexpected places. One evening, Liam surprised Emily with a blank canvas and a set of premium paints. "Thought you might need these," he said with a smile. Tears pricked her eyes. "You're incredible," she whispered. "No," he replied, pulling her close. "We are." With each brushstroke, Emily reclaimed a part of herself. Her marriage transformed, not into something different but into a richer, more honest partnership. She realized rediscovery was never about leaving. It was about bringing her whole self back. Standing on the porch one golden evening, Emily watched the horizon as the sun dipped low, casting warm hues across the sky. The storm inside her had finally settled, leaving peace in its wake. Liam joined her, wrapping his arm around her shoulders. "We've weathered the storm," he said softly. "And come out stronger," she agreed. Their journey hadn't been without challenges, but it led to a deeper love and understanding. Emily knew that love wasn't about erasing the past. It was about building a future from every part of who they were together. Standing on the porch of their home one evening, Emily looked out at the horizon, the storm within her finally at rest. Liam joined her, wrapping an arm around her shoulders. "We've weathered the storm," he said softly, "and come out stronger," Emily agreed. Their journey had not been without its challenges, but it had led them to a deeper understanding of themselves and each other. Emily knew that love was not about clinging to the past, but about building a future, together.